Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to go over some news that came out of Netflix, and this is more of kind of a broad overview of what's been going on at Netflix over pretty much the last 6 months to a year, in terms of what their production has been, and I'll kind of go into what's been going on with the movie Red Notice, which is really what this is mostly about. But recently, Netflix has been greenlighting a lot of projects, a lot of bigger budgeted projects, because they've been trying to do more original content in order to supplement losing content to both Disney and now Warner Brothers, who are starting up their own streaming service as well. And they will be pulling things off of the off of Netflix, which I believe the streaming service they're going to have is HBO Max, I believe is what it's called. And then Disney Plus is also going to be pulling their products, which they've already done by canceling the Netflix properties, and they will be pulling all Disney related properties off of the platform, I believe, sometime later this year. So basically, Netflix has been scrambling to get more original content onto the platform in order to supplement the loss. But in doing that, they've been greenlighting a lot of crap. And something that's kind of hit them pretty hard is the film Triple Frontiers, which starred Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, and a host of other characters. But in order to sign all those people, they had to spend a good amount of money on the actual film, and the film turned out to be a flop. Not a lot of people watched it, not a lot of people cared about it, and it's since stopped being advertised pretty much on the streaming service in place of other things such as Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston's new film, Murder Mystery, and things of that nature. But Netflix is still searching for that. And even though recently they've announced that they're going to kind of try and cut back on greenlighting so many projects, they've been trying to go after the big ones so that they can get people to keep watching. And something that they've just come into is the movie Red Notice. Now, Red Notice is going to star Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. And basically, it's supposed to be a globe-trotting heist movie, but this movie is again very high budgeted, and the way that they got this movie is very interesting. Where apparently the director, whose name escapes me at the moment, but he's also the same guy that directed Skyscraper, with Dwayne Johnson, and basically what happened is the film was there was the film was presented, and there was a bidding war between presumably what is Netflix, or what's theorized to be Netflix, and Universal wound up winning that bidding war and purchasing the film. And they've also paid Dwayne Johnson up front, I believe, $20 million. But what had happened after that was that apparently there was some kind of a thing where they weren't sure if they wanted to go ahead with the film, and there was some kind of a grace period where the director was allowed to pitch the film to other people, and apparently he pitched it to Netflix, and they immediately signed off, again probably because they lost it in the bidding war. But that also means that I think they got stuck with Dwayne Johnson's $20 million price tag, unless Universal already paid him. But now they have this on the table, and they want to advertise the living crap out of it. But this goes towards kind of a bigger issue with Netflix, is that Netflix is becoming desperate. Even though they've had a lot of success, especially in terms of their, Roma was at the Oscars this year. I believe it won 3 Oscars, which is one of their films, and a lot of other stuff. They've been doing relatively well in terms of keeping in the public eye and producing relatively good content. But the problem now lies with kind of keeping those people on that platform, and because they're losing all this media to these other companies that are pulling their properties off of Netflix, they're going to be in a tough spot if they can't find something to substitute it. And whether that means you know, buying up film libraries or television libraries somewhere to try and put more content on, or creating their own, or doing stuff like that. They have to do it, which again we've been seeing them do to varying levels of success. But ultimately, they can't keep losing money. And that's the ultimate problem here. Is that, it's the idea of, okay, I need to spend money to make money, but if you spend too much money, then you go broke, and then you can't make money. I'm not saying that Red Notice is going to be, the final straw for Netflix. If that fails, then they're doomed. But it seems like it's one of those ideas where it's the death by a thousand cuts, because of what Disney is doing, because of what Warner Brothers is doing, and because of the failure of some of their original content. It's begun to kind of erode Netflix to a point. In addition to also pissing off people with some of the stuff they've been doing with redubbing animes and stuff like that, which again that falls more along the lines of things like Crunchyroll and things like that. But Netflix does not have clean hands in that respect either. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with this film going forward and what happens with Netflix going forward. But we could be at a crossroads here. We could see Netflix go downhill, and maybe someday it'll disappear. It might go the way of Blockbuster. Who knows? But it's interesting to see kind of the ups and downs, mostly downs, of Netflix over the last 6 months to a year, and what they're trying to do to kind of keep the ship afloat. But I'd like to hear your opinion. Have you been following anything with Red Notice? Do you think that it'll be a good movie? Does it sound good to you? Do you like Netflix? Do you still have it? Have you sworn off it? Do you hate it? Put your opinions in the comments. I like to know what you're thinking. Remember to hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?